Hi, this is Dr. Kirk Megu, TV and podcast host and former university lecturer. You know, since I was young, in, I guess, late high school and then going into university, I did have it in the back of my mind, or maybe even a little bit further ahead, that I wanted to have a global impact in the world of ideas, in the world of politics. But although I had that idea, it was still sort of a fantasy to me. It was very abstract. I grew up in between, let's say, Toronto and Trinidad in the 1970s and 80s, and I really wasn't close to a center of real, intellectual and political power there. It's curiously enough, it's when I went to Jamaica in the 1990s that I sort of entered into that world. I mean, you might find it strange that I would say Jamaica, but Jamaica really has an outsized influence for its size, in terms of music, culture, even politics, and you get a lot of really, really amazing people that pass through the university, for example, the society in general, but also the university where I was doing my master's at the time. And also I was in a program, it was kind of an elite program trying to produce the elite policymakers for the region, funded by the Ford Foundation. And, so for politics, economics, social policy development, they flew in, the leading experts in Caribbean development who were both, had practical experience and, intellectual, heft behind them as well. So it was really amazing. I was meeting people who had amazing connections, amazing experiences, in a way that I had never done so before. And I was developing these relationships, and for the first time, I saw it that it's really possible for me to have this kind of influence, because I know people like this now, and I get along well with them, and they like me, and we have a rapport, etc. I can see myself being fitting into this circle, and that was a really important realization for me. And I think for a lot of people, if they want to have an impact, they might not have the connections, or even the understanding of how the whole politics of influence comes up. But it is related to definite centers like New York, like London. Those are probably the two leading ones in the English-speaking world, probably the whole world, but definitely in the English-speaking world. And you have to, in a sense, you need to understand what goes on in those places, and how ideas and political ideas and others are generated, debated, etc., and how the whole thing works. Now, I mean, I'm just saying that to say that when I realized that, I understood that having an impact was actually achievable. And I think that for a lot of people, they need to have that understanding. And networking is really important in that. That's something I teach, and also in my coaching, I sort of explain the whole process, and why networking with the right people, and how you choose the right people. The great thing about the internet today is that you can have connections with people without actually leaving home. I mean, sometimes it is, you can't substitute face-to-face meeting and so forth, but you can have a lot of interaction without having to leave wherever you are in the world as well. So you're not as marginal as you once may have been if you are in a marginal space, which is why I continue to be in Trinidad and Tobago for a whole host of reasons. Mainly I want my impact to be here, but I maintain my links with the wider world as well that I built up otherwise. But it's really important for you to understand that, and that's something I try to impart in my training, more in my media training than in my podcast training. And if you are interested in finding out about this and developing a media strategy for yourself, just check the link below and we can schedule a call. And I'd be glad to, develop a media strategy blueprint for you for free. And you can, take that with you, or we can discuss going further with it. But that's it for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.